Do you have an anxiety disorder? How can you know? That's what I'm talking about today. How can you tell if you have an anxiety disorder? We're going to get into some symptoms and also talk about all of the things that you should be aware of if you have an anxiety disorder. So come on in, join me next. If you've been watching my channel and my videos, you know that I have an anxiety disorder and OCD. How can you tell if you have an anxiety disorder? Well, there are some telltale signs I'm going to tell you, and it's quite different than just having regular anxiety. So I talk to a lot of people and they're like, well, I worry too. No, it's not the same. It's not the same as having an anxiety disorder. The difference is because if you worry, everybody worries, okay? Everybody has worry at some point in time in their life. However, there are some things that distinguish between regular anxiety and having a disorder that's causing you to worry constantly and have thoughts that are constantly intruding on you daily that will make a difference in how you determine if you are just experiencing anxiety or if you're experiencing the symptoms of having an anxiety disorder. So let's get into some of the symptoms. Feeling nervous, restless, or tense. Having a sense of impending danger, panic, or doom. This is not just a regular sense of restlessness, people. This is actually something that's really intruding on your day. An impending sense of doom, where like something bad is going to happen, like giving you attacks of panic within your body constantly on a regular basis, is a telltale sign that there's something going wrong with your body and that you might have an anxiety disorder. So these are things that you need to look for. What are some other symptoms? Having an increased heart rate, breathing rapidly, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired. So of course these symptoms can mimic the symptoms of some other diseases, but if they are coupled with the fact that you feel an impending sense of doom or a sense of danger, and that you're feeling panic and restlessness, and then you're having all of these outward symptoms too, like sweating, trembling, nervousness, that's a telltale sign that you might have an anxiety disorder. And those are things that come up when you start to have the horrible thoughts that come with anxiety that seem to be uncontrollable. Trouble concentrating or thinking about anything other than the present worry. Having trouble sleeping. Experiencing gastrointestinal problems. Having difficulty controlling worry. So having trouble sleeping and also not being able to control your worry, that sense that it's uncontrollable, your brain just keeps going. Those are telltale signs, as well as trouble sleeping, because obviously if you're having trouble with controlling racing thoughts and horrible thoughts, then you're going to have trouble sleeping. You're going to be anxious, you're going to be restless, and all of those other symptoms that we talked about. Then there is the gastrointestinal problems. For me, whenever I have anxiety attacks or panic attacks within my anxiety disorder, I always get stomach problems. I always start to feel queasy, nauseous, feeling that I have to vomit, constantly feeling like I have to go to the bathroom, having diarrhea, all of those things, because obviously anxiousness and anxiety mess with your digestion. So those could be some symptoms also to look out for if you have anxiety. And then there's a last symptom, having the urge to avoid things that trigger anxiety. Do you avoid anxiety producing situations? Something that has happened before that has caused you anxiety, or maybe you had a panic attack, or maybe you experienced some kind of distress there and now you don't want to go back, or you don't want to do that thing again, and it's constantly bothering you. If you think about even doing that, that could be the signal that you have an anxiety disorder. I do a lot of avoiding. I will tell you this, and not just because I have an anxiety disorder, because I have OCD. So a lot of situations that cause me distress, I tend to try to stay away from. Not a good thing, because all of that does is produce more fear. And each time you think about it, you're going to want to not do it. Try to figure out some of the symptoms that you might have. And then decide, are these symptoms occurring regularly? Are they intruding on my life? And are they causing me great distress? Because if they are, and it's happening often enough, you could be suffering from an anxiety disorder. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, please see your doctor, talk to them, and also maybe think about going to see a therapist, because they could further diagnose you and then give you the treatment that you need. And I have a video talking about the many treatments, whether they be prescription medication or holistic treatments. I have tons of videos on this channel. Please take a look. I have a playlist devoted to medication for anxiety disorders. Go take a look at that playlist, please, if you have time. And I also have a playlist for holistic anxiety treatments. Oh, I have some great things on that list, and you should check out that list. That playlist is so good for people with anxiety and anxiety disorders, and also if you have OCD. Go check that playlist out. Be with me as I give you more remedies and more talk about how to improve your life even if you have anxiety or OCD. Come back, subscribe, like, and I will see you next time, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it.